people. Welcome to Sonia Podcast. On my podcast for women is Tammy Duckworth. In 2017, Duckworth became the first Thai American woman and the first female amputee to be elected to Congress just 1 year into her term. Duckworth fought for a resolution allowing entrance into the chamber room, ensuring that new parents in the Senate wouldn't have to miss out on any votes because of their newborns. Her father was a Marine and a Vietnam veteran whose family has served in uniform during every period of conflict in our national history, dating back to before the revolution. Later, her father worked with the United Nations development programs throughout Southeast Asia, where he met Tammy's mother, who would later become a U.S. citizen. When Tammy's father lost his job in his 50s and the family burned through their life savings, they survived with the help of food stamps and the generosity of others. But there were still months when their food stamps ran out early and the family didn't have enough to eat. When she was 16, Tammy became the only family member with a job. By selling roses on the side of the road for 25 cents a piece and taking on other odd jobs, she helped pull her family out of poverty and develop a deep-seated appreciation both for the social safety net that helped keep her family afloat and for justice how hard so many Americans have to work to survive, pay their rent, and put food on their table. Duckworth finished high school and worked her way through college at the University of Hawaii with waitressing and with other minimum wage jobs before enrolling in a Master's in International Affairs program at the George Washington University. Here, Tammy enlisted in the Reserve Officer Training Corps, where she quickly fell in love with the pure murderocracy of the Army and met her now husband Brian. After earning her master's degree, Duckworth began a PhD program at Northern Illinois University and continued serving in the Reserve Force, interrupting her studies to become one of the first handful of women in the Army to fly combat missions during Operation Iraqi Freedom. On November 12, 2004, Tammy UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter was hit by a rocket-propelled grenade that exploded in her lap. She lost both legs and partial use of her right arm in the explosion. As a result of her injury, Tammy earned a Purple Heart. After waking up wounded but not defeated, more than a week later at Walter Reed Army Medical Center and fighting for her own life, she spent every day since fighting for those who sacrificed to save her, as well as for her military family. During her 13 months of painful recovery and rehabilitation, Duckworth quickly became a vocal advocate for her fellow wounded warriors. After leaving Walter Reed, Tammy was named director of the Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs, where she implemented many first-in-the-nation programs to alleviate suffering from post-traumatic stress, improve traumatic brain injury screening, and reduce homelessness among veterans. President Barack Obama later nominated Tammy to be the U.S. Assistant Secretary of Veteran Affairs. There she headed the federal VA efforts to end veteran homelessness, launched the VA first online communication effort, and was a leader in initiative for female veterans. But Tammy also realized that many of the systematic and bureaucratic problems our nation's veterans and military families face could only be fixed by changing federal laws. So she ran for the U.S. House of Representatives, served 2 terms, and retired from the Reserve Force at the rank of lieutenant colonel after 23 years of service. Before winning a senator seat she now holds in her first term in the Senate, Tammy was named the most effective freshman Democrat by the Center for Effective Lawmaking and one of the most effective of all Senator Democrats in the 116th Congress. Several of her proposals were signed into law by the president, including her first ever senator bill to help support jobs in Illinois and cut bureaucratic red tape on infrastructural projects, which became law in record time. Senator Duckworth is focusing on helping working families get ahead through job development programs, protecting Social Security and Medicare, promoting civil rights and equal rights for all, a Louisiana advocating for environmental justice, supporting our veterans and military families. She served on the Armed Service Community, the Environment and Public Work Community, the Commend Science and Transportation Community, and the Small Business and Entrepreneurship Community. In 2018, after Tammy became the first U.S. senator to give birth while serving in office, she worked to change senator rules to allow senators to bring their infant children onto the Senate floor as they do their job, voting on issues of national importance. Setting a message that all workplaces should be family-friendly, she has since passed several pieces of legislation making traveling easier for new moms and people with disability. Tammy lives with her husband, Brian, and their two daughters, Abigail and Mally, and her mother, Lamie. See, that's another great woman. Another great lady, Tammy Duckworth. I'd like to thank you for listening to Sonya Podcast. Please get a 5-star review on Speaker, Spotify, iHeart, wherever you listen to your podcast app. Please share. You'll come here at sv76675@gmail.com. Follow me at son.ia9795 Instagram, Sonya Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube. Go to my website, http://podcast.wordpress.com. Go to my son's. You can follow my son Sounds on Instagram. You have an app on Apple and Spotify. Follow Miss Carr. She has her own affirmation. TJVUCLAIN. She have a book called Black Girl in Orange. King Flex on SoundCloud. Female Reform. They have a adventure store in New York. And have a blessed and wonderful night.